girly. Appreciate you. For everyone coming in, welcome. I'm about to get started soon here. I'm waiting on this to download. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is currently what I am in the mix of studying and teaching from. It is, are there black devils, right? I'm gonna show you guys a few pages too, because I know that everyone does not have access to the, like, you know, it's out there, but everyone doesn't have access to these. So I'll just show some of the okay, so I'm kind of finishing. I'm starting off from where I was yesterday. I always post all of my videos on my YouTube, but we're about to jump straight into it. So what I was told to look up yesterday, which I did wrote these, and these came out of this text, right? It was Genesis 44:15. It says, and Joseph said unto them, what is the thing that you have done? Do you not know a man who is like me can indeed practice divination, right? Again, divination is meaning good and evil. The root word of divination is the ability to be evil, right? If I could just break this small text down and what they meant by that, by this right here, it says, and Joseph said unto them, what is this thing that you, this is interrupting me. I see fire though. I'm very like symbolic, if that makes sense, so my brain kind of be everywhere. What is this thing that you have done? Do you not know that a man who is like me can indeed practice divination? So on this part right here, like again, divination meaning to be good or to be evil. So it's the energy of, do you not know that I could be evil if needed? I can practice evil. A man like me is able to practice evil. A man like me is given the authority to practice evil. A man like me is given the authority to practice good, right? It also here it has Samuel 15:23. For rebellion is a sin of divination, and presumption is an inequity in adultery, right? For rebellious is a sin of divination. For rebellion is a sin of divination. Also, because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected you from being king, right? And so what I feel like, this is my indication of what I feel like they mean by this, because again, I am somewhere I listen to myself, and that's a part of what this quote is saying here. For rebellious is a sin. I've read the 4 agreements, right? The 4 agreements, it basically breaks down the concept of what a sin is. A sin is literally just to go against yourself, right? For rebellious is a sin, meaning that you are rebelling against yourself. Which version of yourself are you rebelling against? Your highest self, more than likely, or your lower self, whichever one is more in nature to you, right? We can rebel from either or because both is still us, right? So to rebel against yourself, presumption is presumption is as inaccurate, and oh my goodness, I cannot get my words out. It's okay though. Presumption. They don't want me to focus on that. My brain, I'm going to listen to my brain. I'm going to be me and listen to my brain. Adultery, right? Adultery. What's up? Why did y'all give me this word? Okay, so my brain does this, right? And it's okay that my brain does this because of how spiritually tapped in I am, I have to just allow the energy to flow, right? They could be telling me so many different things at one time, and I kind of just have to grasp each thing that they're telling me, right? So, ideology. Could you get it together? Can I get it together? Brain, get it together. So symbolic, and I'm flowing with him. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected you from being king, right? So what I like, again, I'm someone to be studied, right? You should study yourself. You should study other people as well. As good as you're able to receive the downloads, as much as you're able to receive the downloads of God, of the divine, of your highest self, God can easily strip and take it from you, right? No one is like necessarily promised to this energy. No one is promised to this knowledge. No one is promised to these gifts, right? If you are someone where you have or can fall from your light source, you can fall from yourself through ideology, right? Basically making someone else your idol. It means to worship a person who is loved, admired, and respected a lot, right? So if you are someone where you are idolizing something or people, which we like, keep in mind, people don't realize how much they actually do this, because a prime example of this is like, an example of this is you have someone that you necessarily look up to, right? This could be someone within a career space that you want to like go into, or a business that you want to go into, whatever the case is. Anybody that gives you a sense of inspiration within yourself, right? We tend to put people on a pedestal, and as soon as we do this, we are literally instantly stripping. Again, it says, because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected you from being king, right? For rebellion is a sin of divination, and arrogance is like the evil of basically idolizing, worshiping. So it's like, if you literally go and put your fixation and focus on the next person, you instantly fall from your sorcery. You're like bringing yourself down a few notches within your ranking, because you have literally placed another person above you, all because of their position and ranking. Meanwhile, that person is only there to show you the mirror within yourself. And as soon as you start idolizing that person, you fall from your source, and you fall from your kingdom type of energy. Like, so that's really what that's about here. And again, everything is an example. I am to be studied. In the beginning, it was hard for me to get my words out. In the beginning, it was hard for me to get out what I was trying to say. that was a prime example of how quick the knowledge can be stripped from you. No one is promised of the knowledge. It doesn't matter who you are. The knowledge belongs to sorcery. The knowledge belongs to the universe, right? You have to be within a certain level. You have to be within a certain mindset within your spiritual state in order to receive the proper downloads and receive the proper knowledge. Okay, so like arrogance, right? Arrogance is another one. Arrogant is people who are too proud and look down on other people, right? Sin is going against yourself according to the 4 agreements, like I mentioned. An immoral act is considered to be a transgression against divine law, right? What is divine law? An immortal act considers to be a transgression against divine law. An mortal act is going against your mortal self, right? Who is your mortal self? What does your mortal self represent? What does your immortal self represent, right? An immortal act considered to be a transgression against divine law. Divine law is a law directly from God, directly from self. Transgression is going against the law, is going against the rules, is going against the coding of what? The coding of yourself, right? An immortal act considered to be going against a coding of divine law, of self, meaning that we have codings, right? Divine is the energy of being able to be evil or being able to be good. You need to know when to apply each one, right? If you don't know when to apply each one, you could be accidentally going against your coding. You could be accidentally going against your coding system, against your laws, against your rules. When you do this, this is you. Let's go back and read again. Samuel 15:23. For rebellious is a sin of divination, and presumption is an inadequacy of idol. I don't know. I can't get that word out. Idolatry, I guess. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, it has also rejected you. You from being king. For rebellious is like the sin of divination. For rebellion is like the sin of divination and arrogance. So, not only have you already fallen from your source, right? You've already fallen from your light source. You've already fallen from yourself. But you also are arrogant in this, right? You are so caught up within yourself that you're like looking down on other people, right? And we don't really realize how much we get caught up in this energy. We don't really realize how much it's so easy for us to become this energy, right? Become like Samuel. Samuel was someone who went against himself. He went against the nature of himself, and he forgot. Because of the fact that he went against the nature of himself, he wasn't able to see God in others. He wasn't able to see the light side at all, because again, practicing divination is to be evil or good. So it's like, if you are not balancing out the practice of it, you will fall from your light source, and you will only be practicing in a more evilish, demonic way, which is what Samuel was doing without the realization that he was doing it. In his eyes, he considered himself to be doing God's work, right? And this goes back to like the serpent energy that I was mentioning, how easy it is for the serpent, because the serpent energy is naturally within us, right? So it's like you have to filter through those thoughts. And if you're not filtering through those thoughts of what's natural to you versus not natural to you, sin is to go against self. So if you're someone, you're evil as fuck, you're someone, you were like kind of demonic, to go against yourself would be to do good. Someone who is of good to go against themselves is to do evil, right? Not that you cannot do either one, and not that And you're also supposed to know when you are supposed to like surrender to each one, right? So a person who naturally is designed to be of evil, to they were assigned a certain role, they need to know when they need to be good, because if not, they're still engulfed and swallowed within themselves. And if they don't, and vice versa, if a person who is good don't know when to be evil, they are engulfed and swallowed within themselves. So it's like each one still loses the battle, because they went against their self, which means divination is to be evil or good. You need to know when you need to apply which one. If you are considering yourself a divine worker, you're considering yourself of divine, but you only view it as light, then you have fallen from yourself. If you are someone, you're evil, and you view divination, you're practicing it only in an evil and demonic way, you have fallen from yourself as well. You need to know how to balance both of these energies out again, right? Okay, so Samuel 28:8. So Saul disguised himself and put on others' clothes, and he went, and 2 men with him. Well, keep in mind, it said he went and put on others' clothes. What's that? That's like not realizing that he has picked up the energy of other beings, other people, right? He has taken this for his own suit. He has taken this for his own energy, and he has lived in this energy, right? He's living within this energy. And so because of this, when it comes to like him facing and coming towards God, coming towards anyone who is of light, anyone who is of, I don't even want to say light, anyone who is truly tapped into the God source, they would not recognize him, because he has cloaked himself. He has put on others' clothes. And he went with 2 men, and they came into a woman by night, right? He said, please conduct a census for me, and bring up for me the one I shall name to you, right? On this part right here, he's speaking about him going to a medium, and he wants the medium to go and conjure up Samuel, right? He wants him to go and conjure up Samuel. And so he basically said, the woman basically said to him, like, are you not Samuel? But at the same time, she was also understanding that he was not Samuel, he was Saul, right? Basically, Samuel had killed mediums before. Like, he had a history of this, right? And she said, as surely as the Lord live, he said, as surely as the Lord live, no punishment shall come against you for this, right? So the woman was basically scared. She didn't want to do his request because of the fact that she felt like that he would kill her, shame her, or deem her as bad as or evil, because of his history of deeming mediums and also losing his light source. Again, he cloaked himself in other people's clothes, so he lost himself. He didn't know who he was, so he wasn't able to see the God in others, and he shamed and probably killed the God within others by his works, right? And so he basically tried to reassure her that he wouldn't do this to her. And so she used her abilities to go and speak with Samuel. Basically, Samuel, and keep in mind, Samuel saw same person but not same person, right? Samuel used his divination for bad, and it was given to David. Samuel's gifts had been stripped from him, right? The energy of this, Samuel's gift had been stripped from him. Again, if you are someone who you consider yourself to be a spiritualist, you consider yourself to be religious, you consider yourself to believe in anything, something, if you're not aware that you have put on other people's clothes, if you're not aware that you are not who you are, if you're not aware that you are no longer yourself, if you're not aware that you have been molded by your idols, by people that you look up to, by people that you deem as higher than you, right? Every time that you go forth to another person and you view them as someone that's greater than you, someone that has more ranking or success than you, or someone that you should kind of be like bowing to, you've lost instantly, right? Not only that, but you go and you put on more than likely your idol's clothing. You go and cloak yourself with people that you look up to, and these people that you look up to are false leaders, false gods, false goddesses, different things like this, right? And if you're caught up within this realm, in this world of constantly chasing after these false gods and false idols, you then fall right with them, right? So that's basically what happens to Samuel. This is the exact energy of the serpent, right? Being aware of when the serpent is whispering to you, being aware of what the serpent is saying to you, and knowing to go against anything that is of self, right? So if you don't know your higher self, you won't know that you're going against yourself, right? You'll be blinded to it. You'll be asleep to the fact that you're going against yourself. Okay, I wanna tap into some of these names. Okay, so this still got this. I'm getting it. For rebellious is a sin of divination. Excuse me. Maybe I'll just read that. Okay, so here we go. Who was the leader of the first rebellion in the heavens? Okay, so it says the father of species of Marta is the father of Azel. Tarnash is known by many names, such as they get the name in the different names. So I'm not going to get into that part right there, right? We're going to break down some of these gods and who, like, what are they in control of, right? These are different I don't necessarily want to consider them like gods. I would say like more so what people look at as like deities, or people look at as like they named them a species. Hell, it says right here, tar, the cause of injuries, right? All Awa encourages immortality. We just spoke about immortality, right? And keep in mind, these are different. These are all different, again, beings. These are literal beings, right? Who are the black devils? Who are the ones who were the original to go and cause this type of energy, right? The first ones to even do the act, and then from that point on, because it's already solidified within the universe, this is now an energetic space, a realm that can be held, that can be occupied by anybody, right? Okay, it says here, why were some of the Elohims jealous of Michael? That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. On the realm of Malakot, the realm of Elohim, a new place, Mardon, Michael, basically another name, the highest. He was the highest of all of the Anunnaki, basically Elohims, to rule and to enforce the law. He guided all of the Elohim, serpents, angels, and angels of the green light, right? And cherubim. I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing some of these. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering some of this. I don't care. Which are angels of lesser light. And the Most High loved, basically, Michael, right? Again, it's not that the rest of these gods were not like gods, or it wasn't that the rest of these beings were not still worthy in some type of form, shape, or way. Michael was basically deemed ahead, or the highest of them all, because he was the most noblest of them. He knew and also applied everything to his day-to-day being within himself. The rest of them went astray to different areas. They listened to that serpent's energy, but that's the point. That's literally the point of the serpent's energy being there in the first place. Is because, like, you have to sort through yourself. You have to sort through the energy within your vessel, the energy within who you are as a person. What archetype are you necessarily made up of? Which one of these beings do you really directly come from, right? Like, again, you have to know you have to understand you have to know who you are. And I know that this lesson is a little bit everywhere, but it's going to, like, kind of, you feel me? It says 10 of the Elohims were afflicted by jealousy and envy, and were influenced by gossip, and they basically hated him because he was the most noblest of them all, right? That's kind of giving the same story with Job a little bit. You see how it's all kind of still tying into each other and stuff. So basically, you have the cause of injury, tar. You have the encourage immortality, right? Again, we spoke on immortality. What is immortality? Immortality is going against your mortal self. He was someone who went against himself, and he teaches others how to go against themselves, right? Then you have the teacher of lies. Again, the false prophets, the one who arises and who most people idolize, and then they fall from their source because they are idolizing a God who is they are basically, so this is what they mean as well by you will basically die with your gods. Like you place God above, you place these many gods above God, you will die with your gods. and you have to answer to your gods when you die. These are some of the people that you will have to answer to when you get on the other realm, on the other side. They will have, they have basically taken, like they have your soul basically. Hell, you've given it to them your entire life. You've prayed to this type of energy. You've prayed to deceptive energy. You prayed to the energy that encouraged immortality. Al-Awar. You pray to the energy of things that have to Tar, the one who causes injuries, meaning that you're someone who probably have inflicted or within your entire life, you're not even understanding why you're hurting people, why you're constantly people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all get it? They don't even get that that's the God that's in control of them. Shut, teacher of lies, right? If you're someone who you're following Shut, you're going to die and have to answer to Shut, right? Kaharat, father of hate and envy, right? So if you're someone who you are very hateful, spiteful, envious, you are controlled by the Kahat. I don't know. Kaharat. Deshim. I don't know. I'm trying, y'all. I like saying them though. At least learning how to say them. But yeah, you're someone who you basically, this is your God. That's your God. Zala. Hazel, who is over all devilishment. Hazen, actually, I'm gonna say that wrong. Hazen. Zalember. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna let you guys see this too. Let you look at some of those names, see if you can pronounce them as well. Cause hey, we here learning together. You do right now. It says his Tarnash, fourth son, Kahat, father of hate and envy, was very intellect and inherited his father's nature. You know him as Sam. Oh wow, we just spoke about it. Samuel Hazel. So again, this is all still tapping into that energy of he looked up to his dad more than likely. He looked up to a false god. He looked up to a God that was full of hate, full of envy, and he became him. This is a prime example of how it's very important to watch who the hell you look up to, who you consider an idol. Why are you looking up to anybody? We should not be looking up to no damn body besides ourselves. Anytime that you look up to anyone besides the highest version of yourself, you are going to fall from your kingdom. You are no longer a king. You are now considered someone who is a servant to the gods, to the higher gods. This is why it's so important to understand and know that you're a god. If you do not know that you're a god, you will fall victim to other gods. You need to rule over your own life, have rulership over your own life as well, because everything still ties back to something, right? And so that's why it's important not to go against yourself, to understand who you are, to understand what's your version of your divination, what's your version of your sins, what is sins to you, right? Sinning means to go against self. So it's like, what is your laws? Like, what is your laws? What feels right within your spirit? What feels wrong within your spirit? Knowing what is right, knowing what is wrong. If something feels wrong and you still do it, you're sinning against yourself. It's not about what was coded or written or what they said tell you is a damn sin. None of that shit matters, because a person, like, they can come up to you and tell you this is, like, they can name 20 different sins, right? If you don't consider any one of those things to be your version of a damn sin, that it doesn't affect you, because you don't have to accommodate your version of your world into somebody else's version of their world, because again, who the hell is their God? You don't even know who that person God is to even be listening to that person and their version of what a sin is. So if you're listening to that person's version of what a sin is, and that's not within your coding, for instance, a person like thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill, right? If you are someone, you have always been designed, again, divination meaning to be evil or to be good. If you really feel within your spirit, within your soul, that if somebody was to come up against you and try to take your life, that you would no problem take their shit, is that a sin to you? No, it's not no fucking sin. That's not considered a sin to you. So you wouldn't be going, what would be considered a sin is to not kill. For you, it would be to not kill, because you truly believe within your vessel and yourself that if somebody was to play with you on that level and try to take your life, that you are more than capable of doing it and inflicting that exact same energy back into them. That is what real divination is, the ability to be evil or good when necessary and when needed. Knowing when to properly play your role, and knowing how not to allow, again, someone else's reality of their version of their world to shift into your version of your world. If it's not a sin to you, then it does not matter. You only have to answer to, honestly, you when you die. If we're going to be completely honest, you have people within the spirit, within the realms that have ranking within certain jurisdictions. They have earned a certain level of ranking, right? And if you have not worked on your ranking, if you're someone who you consider yourself like a peewee, when you die, you're gonna be a damn peewee. When you die, you're gonna be somebody who is not really like respected in the spirit realm. You don't even respect yourself. You don't even respect your own ranking. So you have like kind of like you've fallen from yourself. You've fallen from the God within yourself. And shit, you either believe it or you don't. Okay, rebellious, right. So it's like, they're speaking about, where did it go? Where's his name? I think it's like Ibellis. Oh, right, which means rebellious. Ibellis, right? That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. For Ibellis, the rebellious devil, right? For he is the most malevolent being. He is a cherubim jinn, right? Cherubim jinn is a jinn of fire, right? I mean, yeah, a jinn of fire. So he, Albias, disobeyed the commandment of his master, who is Rabbi. So will you take him, the evil one, and his offspring as near friends rather than me, and they are enemies for you all. Evil will be the substitute for the ones who are at the state of unjust, the prince of wrongdoing and his idols, those who live in the image of the beast and receive his mark of approval. 666. Zion, and Zion. That's unique. I really want to code that. Why did my head find her? Right, that's why he's giving a name. Okay, I'm getting it for you now. So it's like to listen to Albias, right? I think that's how I say. I don't know. To listen to him, the evil one, right? It's to basically like slowly receive the mark of the beast, right? The mark of his approval. 666. When I quote it says to find her, but it's like still going back to yourself, still going back to the original, right? Because her for me is given like womb, it's given like mother nature, it's given like the Elohim itself, right? But he has a role to play. His role is to literally convince others to be just as rebellious as he is. It's his nature to be rebellious, right? So it's like if you were to listen to the whispers of the serpent, to the whispers of Abelius, if you was to listen to his whispers, it's basically you falling victim to the energy of rebellion, to be basically let's go back into like the way I broke it down. Basically to go against yourself, it's a sin. So it's like he is like this energy is placed within our vessel, right? Each one of us is like literally, we have no choice but to be a part of this energy, right? It's only when you listen to this energy that you are basically going against yourself and being rebellious. Now you can easily go back on track and just listen to yourself. Who is yourself? Your higher self, not this version, because you even have a lower self, and your lower self, your lower self more than likely, yes, listen to the whispers more than your higher self, but your higher self still at times fall victims to the whispers as well, right? The energy is separate from your lower self, and the energy is separate from your higher self as well. If you try to combine the energy with your higher self and with your lower self, you have fallen victim to already, because the energy is not of your higher or your lower self. Your lower self is its own entity and being. Your higher self is its own entity and being. And then this, our bias is its own entity and being. So it's like, if you are listening to this entity and being, then you have given your godlike powers off to another god. And when you can be darker than this god, this is the same devil that everyone is afraid of. This is the same energy that every single person is afraid of, right? If you have a lower self, and I'm not saying everyone is even capable of doing this, right? I'm not saying that. I understand we have weaklings within this realm. It's just that. But if you're someone, you know that you can be even more what they would consider evil than the devil himself, than the rebellious energy itself, then like, to be more evil than this energy is to look this energy in its face and call it out for what it is, right? And to let this energy know that you will fuck it up if needed and necessary. That is real divination, right? That's why a lot of people fear people who genuinely practice real divination, because they genuinely know that a person who is practicing it within a balanced way can genuinely go low as fuck into the most hellish realms and come back up and be the most godliest person, and God is still going to accept them. The universe still accepts them, right? It's not until you realize the power within yourself that you stop giving your power away to all of these different gods, including whatever they consider the devil himself. He's not scary at all. Actually, you kind of should have more conversations with this energy and actually listen to this energy and figure out what the hell this energy is saying, so you can know when this energy keeps presenting itself to you again. Study this energy, right? If you're afraid of it, it will trick and also consume over you, right? You can't allow the energy to consume over you, and you can't allow the energy to get in your head. A prime example of this energy trying to get in my head right now is it's trying to tell me I'm not making any sense. What you're saying is, what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. I'm all over the place. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I have 0 people on my stuff right now. No one's listening to me. I should stop talking. Have I listened to any of those fucking... I ain't listening to that shit because I don't give a damn. Facts. I done been saying shit wrong, all type of stuff. Do I give a fuck? No. I'm here learning. I'm actually putting forth the energy to put into this. I am putting forth the energy to learn something. I am putting forth the energy to be more intellectual, to not allow the energy to trick or cipher me and my energy. I'm winning. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's that simple. You have to understand that you're more powerful. If you don't think that you're more powerful, yes, this energy has consumed, mimicked, and puppeted you your entire life. You need to understand who you're giving your power away to, what God is in control of what. Who is the God of lies? Who is the God of injury? Who is the God of, what was the other one? I want to say them all again. Who is over all the devilish mint, the cause of injury, encourage immortality, teacher of laws, father of hate and envy. You better know these gods, and you better know when they have presented themselves to you. You better know when a person is coming up to you who serves this God. Like, don't play with me, and don't let it play with you. It's not about calling it out, because you don't need to call the energy out in a way of like, it is overly giving energy. Because if you're someone truly tapped into the spiritual realm, it knows that you know. Play the game with it. People are so quick to like deem things as like evil and bad. People are so quick to like deem things as like evil and bad, and meanwhile every single day they're giving themselves to the most evilest shit. They're get like, bro, if you're someone you have envy and hate in your heart, that like Kahat is who is in control of you. When you die, you're going to see Kahat. If you're someone, you're a false prophet. When you die, you're going to see Sut. You're going to have to answer. They're going to drag you to hell. They're going to drag you to a certain realm that they own, that they have ownership over. And guess what? What's crazy about it is these are literal guys who own these realms, that's their jurisdiction, is to be this. Your job is to not fall to their version of their God. Let them be the God that they are, and you be the God that you are. Because if you fall victim to their energy, they have complete power over you, and you will serve them in the end. You will have no choice but to serve them. The cause of injuries. Wanting to cause pain, wanting to cause physical harm to others. You better know what God you're serving. Tar is going to drag you to hell. If you're someone who you love causing pain to others, you love causing injury to others. Let's get a little more serious here. You could be someone sitting for judging, thinking that you know, or that you're better than, or that this person can't be that, or this person can't be that. That person can't be living in their truth. That person can't be themselves. This person can't be the shit. This person can't be a god. Why? Because you're not a god. Because you answer to a god. The same God that's going to drag you to hell, literally. Right, that's so crazy. This is actually so cool. It says when I keep trying to get it. I got it and then I lose it. Abelius. There you go, Abelius. When Abelius questioned Allah, the Most High, he was rebelling against, Cardamom's Adam, physical composition, right? That's why he made the statement, why should I bow down to Adam, who was created of black mud and I of fire? He thought that fire seemed more potent than Adam's physical compositions, meaning fire can destroy the physical body. So he therefore felt that he was more superior. However, what Abelius didn't know was that inside of the physical body, clay was water. The Most High says all animals, including human, came from the water as well as the clay, right? So Adam's essence could put out the fire, but the fire cannot destroy Adam's essence. That's why Allah said, I know what you not know. A human being's body is 3/4 water, but it still can be burned to death. But his soul cannot be destroyed. You cannot destroy the soul. So the reason why, they're literally explaining the reason why Abelius' life fell, right? Why did Abelius fail? Abelius was a whole god. He was a beautiful ass god, right? Why did he fall? Because, where is it? felt that he was more superior, right? Let's go back. He was arrogant. People who are too proud and look down on others. So he fell from his source. You will be stripped from your shit. You know? It's not to be arrogant. And again, to be arrogant is to be falling within the same sorcery of which God. Let me see which God is in control of this energy. Right. I would do two different ones. Soot. Not soot. I didn't mean to say soot. Awa encourages immortality, right? Immortality is considered to be a transgression act against divine law. Immortality is going against yourself. It's going against your mortal self, right? So, Abelius. Oh wow, they just sent me to some. Should I really be here? No, I'm gonna go back up because I'm gonna lose myself. Abelius basically fell to the god of what would be considered Awa, and also Zalamba. I think that's how you say it. Who is overall devilish men, right? The other one is encourages immortality. So he fell victim to two different gods outside of himself. Abelius did. Someone who is considered, again, like a jinn. He's like a fire jinn. His entire soul is made up of fire. And because of this reason, he got sent to a certain realm. He fell from his ranking and got sent to a different realm. Literally, that's it. That's all. Right? Rebellious, grief, sadness, to be at loss, bewildered. So that's giving me the energy of like, that's giving me the energy of people not really knowing the energy of the devil. People not really knowing the real sorcery of like what happened with this energy. Like consider like the scapegoat almost, right? People are kind of like shaming and trying to blame this one energy to be above all energy, and that's not even the name of the damn God that's above all energy. The name of the God that's above all devilish ways is and I'm gonna keep going back up to put this in my head. Zalaba. Hazel, who is over, I'm just gonna call him Hazel, who is over all devilish men, right? The one who we consider the most mightiest, fucking evilest being on this planet is not even the one who is the most evilest one. That's the crazy part about it. You know what I mean? So it's important to know. It's important to not get so caught up in the versions of what we feel like is evil, what we feel like is good, who we feel like is evil, who we feel like is good. Because again, people have put in their headspace that this energy is so demonic and so scary, but there's other energies out there that's more scary than it. You're probably more scary than it. Who are you in the damn spiritual realm? Who are you in the underworld? You know? Because I know who the hell I am in the underworld, and don't shit scare me. Nothing. I want to show you guys these. Seraphim is light. Cherubim is fire. Nas, human nature. Okay, so it says, behold, we said unto the angels, and this is Quran 1850 wrong order. Behold, we said unto the angels, bow down to Adam. They bowed down except Abelius. He was one of the jinns, and he broke the commandment of his Lord. Will ye then take Heman and Progancy as protectors rather than me? And they are enemies to you. Evil would you be exchanged for the wrongdoers. So he was annoyed at the creation of the Adam, right? He was annoyed, and he was annoyed at the fact that he had to, basically what I take from this, he was annoyed at the fact that he had to even give any type of compassion to this energy, because it's almost like, why was this energy even created? You know, he was annoyed by its creation. He felt like it was a weak creation. He slept on the creation of Adam, right? Or what it could become, or what it could be. And because of this, he fell into so many different categories of other gods. The gods who are ownership of all of these other energies, because he was so fixated on this. He was so fixated on Adam and the creation of Adam that he fell to his own light source. Like, he got tricked out of his spot, literally. And it was his inability to see that this energy was, I guess it's, some people in this rhythm kind of do, I feel like we do this, you know, the ones who kind of, we've gotten so far out of the matrix, we kind of like judge, you know what I'm saying, without realizing we do this, we do judge, and we kind of be annoyed by like the, what we consider like the mortals, what we consider the ones who are, again, lesser than us, who know less than what we know, the ones who we kind of have to teach or show. We feel like they should just be left behind, you know? But I feel like this is why a lot of the gods fell down with the mortal beings, because they needed to be amongst these mortal beings to see and have compassion for these mortal beings, right? So this is still the kumbayashness of the world. Everyone deems everything is so evil. Nothing is evil and nothing is good. That's the point of divination. You can choose whatever you want to be. You probably are already something. You probably are evil. You probably literally are evil as fuck. And you don't even you don't want to admit it. Like, it's okay. Just know how to balance your shit. You can't be overly in your light too, thinking that you're all love and light, and meanwhile you want to go and destroy some shit. Respect every side and version of you, right? Don't fall to any other god outside of yourself. Again, sin is to go against self. Sin is to go against your version of what you feel like is right. So if you want to go as far as whatever the hell within your vessel, within your temple, within your realm, in your world that you feel like is natural to your coding, the way that you were designed to be, you should definitely stand in your power, because if not, you're going to lose your rank into other things that is definitely studying in this power and knows that it rules over certain areas. You have to study, you have to learn. Again, what God are you giving yourself to? Because I'm telling you, ain't no damn God outside of myself. There are other gods. Yes, there are other gods, powerful as fuck. There is a universe. There is a light. There is an energy source that we can gain all of these different knowledge from. But hell, we was all created to be something. And if you're not realizing that you were created to be something, you're not realizing that you are something, you're falling victim to other things that know that they are something, and know that there is no true consequence outside of yourself, outside of you giving yourself that consequence. So it's like, if you're someone who you've lived a certain lifestyle, you did that shit yourself. When you go and deceased out of this realm, you go into the spiritual realm, I'm pretty sure your spirit toughen that shit up and understand what you brought yourself to. Understand the doomsday that you brought yourself to. It's going to outlive that experience, and then it's going to go and reincarnate the experience again. Like, the only thing that's the biggest trap is this matrix, literally. Nothing else is have us as trapped as this fucking matrix. So I promise you, when you go into the other realms, you don't want to have to answer to another god when you get in that realm, which is why you need to own your shit in this realm and know who you are, so that when you go over, you're not answering to something else that has like complete ownership over you and your spirit. Stop that shit. We have to stop that. We have to understand that we are the damn gods. Everyone on this fucking planet is a god. Everyone on this planet is a something. Everyone on this planet is a damn devil too. Hell, we are both. You better know you both, cause I promise you, ain't shit in control of me and don't nothing scare me. I know how devilish I can get. You know what I mean? And it's about knowing that you can get that way, but don't get that way. That's power. That's true power. When Samuel fell from grace, he changed from light to fire. He became known as Abias, which means rebellious, grief, sadness, and to be at loss. Bewildered Abias. Now keep in mind, how many people are grieving right now? How many people are sad as hell right now? How many people are lost? You are already, that, like, literally, Abias is already in control of you. You don't gotta die for it to have power over you. You're grieving, it has power over you. If you die and if you're living in this realm and you're grieving and you die, you're gonna have to answer to Abias. If you're living in the realm and you're sad as fuck, when you die, you're gonna have to answer to Abias. If you're lost, you don't know who the fuck you are, you're gonna have to answer to him. If you gave up, you have no hope, you're in despair, you're gonna have to answer to him. Right? Wow, this is so, oh, I just got chills. It says the Most High Allah also commanded Kadmon, Adam, to leave his heavenly paradise to inhabit paradise on earth because he unintentionally taught Abias about will. I kind of just did the same thing. Like, do not go and think because we have that type of will that you be out here just doing shit because you can't. So let me rephrase that shit there. When Abias observed him reading the Holy Scroll, like, come on now. The word for, in Hebrew, the word for will is raston, which means a mental faculty by which one deliberately chose or decided on, which means a mental faculty by which one deliberately chose or decided on a